It's time now for our Athlete of the Week, and it's brought to you by Diamond Point and Sauk Center. The Kranz kids are going to go play at the state golf meet, and that'll be next week. And we're going to talk to them and see how it went to get to this point. This is Carter Kranz, who is a junior at Sauk Center, and Morgan Kranz, his sister, who is a freshman. So, Morgan, let's talk about your scores, okay? Day one, what was it?
I had a 93, so not the greatest, but
Okay. Because then the second day you shot what?
an 80, and that was my lowest competitive score.
Okay, so you shave off 13 strokes. How do you do it? Or let's talk about first what was not going well the first day.
The first day, not everything was going into place, and I wasn't putting very good, and I was hitting into some hazards, and just it was a little rough. And the second day, I kind of straightened some things out, and it went a lot better.
So what is your mindset after the first day? Are you thinking, oh man, you got so far to go. What are you thinking about, and how did you correct it?
Well, I was just trying to stay relaxed, and I wasn't really thinking. I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to shoot, but I was just trying to focus on that day and doing more things right than the first day.
Okay. And it worked out then. But then you come down to the end and you have a tie, right? Take us through that whole process.
Well, there was 3 people or 2 others tied with me, and we played off for 2 spots. So we had to start on the par 5, number 10, and we both went down. I was so nervous. It was crazy, but I ended up parring, and one other girl parred, and the other one bogeyed. So
Nerves is a big thing, though, isn't it? What happens then? Do your hands start shaking, or or what happens?
My hands and knees were shaking. I had to make about a 4-foot putt to finish it, and I was so nervous standing up next to that.
And you put it in.
Yep. Yeah,
All
I did.
right.
So
Way to go.
I guess.
Okay, good. Let's talk about your days, because I see that with your scores, you played pretty consistently, didn't you?
Yeah, 79 or 77 the first day, 79 the second day, and my putting was well. I hit a lot of fairways the first day, and greens and regulation means a lot when you're trying to make pars.
Now let's take it back, though, to that Saturday before you played in the section. Tell us about the invitational that you were at.
Well, we were there. It was the Albany Invite, and there was 7 teams there, and we originally were going to play 18 holes. And when we got there, it was crummy out. I mean, it was raining on the way up there, and he said there was another big cell coming in for rain, so we knocked it down to 9. But we played 9, and I've never played good at Blackberry. I mean, I think my best score is probably 84. And so I go out there just with an open mindset, and I have to play good because this is where the sections are, and I played good, and I just made pars and shot 38, and I won the invite there. So,
All right. And as we've talked before, golf is such a mental thing to begin with. And when you look at a course like that, what is it that you don't like, and how do you overcome this?
Oh, you have to really play smart. You can't always hit a driver off the tee, or you need to stay in the fairway, and you just have to block out those. I know the number 3 is a par 4, a short par 4. You could hit your driver and maybe hit the green in 1, but there's a lateral hazard all the way along the right and trees on the left, and you just have to pull out an iron or a hybrid or 3-wood or whatever you can hit straight and just block out that stuff on the side and just focus on that shot in front of you and make a good swing and hit the fairway.
As you make it to this point of the season and you know the guys that you're playing against, does that enter your mind, or do you try to block out the kid from Cathedral or anybody else that you may be out there and just concentrate on the course? How do you handle that?
I mean, it's always in the back of your head, but I'm more focused on just playing my game and hitting my shots, my distances, and the rest will kind of play out itself. I'm not so worried about the guy next to me, because the more energy I put into his game, the less I'm putting towards mine.
Let me ask you, too, and I want to ask you both, now that we talked to you last year, now you're bigger, stronger, faster, hopefully. How has your game changed now?
Until the invite at Greystone 2 weeks ago, I've never shot a competitive round in the 70s. And now I shot my first round at Greystone was 76, and then back-to-back days at Blackberry, which I've never played at, shot in the 70s, and that's a huge boost. And I feel a lot more consistent. I mean, last year I was playing really well, and I peaked towards the end of the conference season, and I shot a couple of really nice rounds, and I think I maybe just peaked a little early and got to the section meet and didn't really play up to what I maybe could have. And this year I felt a lot more consistent and a lot more relaxed and mentally stronger than last year.
But then too physically, has that changed for your game too?
Oh yeah, I got new irons last year, and I think that helps a lot. And you're stronger. I mean, I maybe picked up 25 yards off some of my iron shots from last year to this season, and that's with strength and with new clubs, and hit the tee shots are a heck of a lot further than they were last year.
So let's go to Morgan then. Since you were a freshman last year as an 8th grader, how do you see your game changing as you go along?
Yeah, kind of the same as him, getting stronger and hitting the ball a little bit farther and, a little bit more consistent, trying to be.
But mentally, I guess do you do this in the tennis matches that you play too, just to be able to concentrate and focus in on what you're doing?
It's a lot the same with mentally trying to focus and just, play your style and your game and
not worry about the other person.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what do you think? What do you anticipate then as you get to the state? These are the top girls from all over the state of Minnesota. How are you going to handle that? What do you expect down there?
Well, I mean, I'm not really expecting to win it or anything, but just trying to stick with a couple of them and, do my best and see what happens.
Since you watch your brother play too, do you learn anything from him?
Definitely. He's a lot better than I am, so hopefully I can catch up to him someday.
All right. What are you expecting down at the state then? Again, do you look at the other guys, or are you just looking at the course, or how do you approach that?
I mean, there's lots of great competition, and as we've learned at our section's tough. There's lots of good players there already that are going to state. But I want to go down there and I want to shoot well. I'm not really worried about winning the state tournament. That's not my goal. I mean, that's a goal, but it's not what I have in mind. And I just want to go down there and shoot 2 really pretty good rounds. And if I end up being on the top 10 or top 20 or whatever, I'll take it, because the state's your ultimate goal, and that's what you want to get to by the end of the season.
And it's finally nice to play in some decent weather, huh?
I know. We honestly, up until about 2 weeks ago, all of our conference meets were rain or wind or cold. Good thing we had rain gear and we had hats and gloves and layers upon layers, and it was a rough weather year.
Well, golf is always a matter of adjustment, isn't it? To play with your mittens on, and now that you play in a T-shirt, so it's different.
Yeah, it's very different, and it's just you got to make the adjustment, because you're going through that, and it stinks at the time, but so is everybody else that you're playing with and playing against. So,
all right. Well, congratulations to you. Good luck down there, and especially to you.
Thanks.
Good luck, and congratulations to you. This is Morgan Kranz and Carter Kranz. They're going to represent Sauk Centre down at the state golf meet next week.